Are we alone in the universe? What is our role in the universe itself? What is the stuff with dark matter and dark energy when we thought plasma was the most ubiquitous material to know that we don't know what most of the universe is? It's just amazing. And although, oh, by the way, we're also using this vehicle to train the next generation of scientists, of engineers and leaders and faculty members. So it's wonderful to see one of our own have such an amazing opportunity to do that, to really shape not only the nation, but actually the world in terms of where we go as a species going forward. So Thomas, these are all of your supporters. Well, actually, these are all your supporters who could be here. For every one of us here, I'm sure there are a factor of 5 or 50 or so all over the place. So I'd like to, I don't have a drink, but why don't we propose a toast? Mm-hmm. Thomas, to you, we're going to claim you to be one of our faculty members. We're really proud of that. It's been great having you not only as a colleague, but also as a personal friend and a neighbor. And we know you can do wonderful things. And if anyone drives you crazy in Washington, you let Jim know. He'll take care of you.
I'm really excited to be here today, not because I'm excited to leave, quite the opposite. But I'm excited to be here because so many parts of my life come together as one. You know, so I see students that I'm advising right now. We were in a meeting on Monday evening. Why? Because we're building a time capsule for the bicentennial, kind of the first time capsule that's forward-looking, flying in space with information about this university that we're collecting. And by the way, you all should give interviews that are imprinted there. I have students here who were my former students that I've personally advised. Some of them are PhDs, are running research programs. Others are students who are building their own careers. They have their own companies or working in companies in town. I have colleagues here. Some of them professors just like me. Some of them were hired here because of programs we built, like the entrepreneurship programs that left jobs in the Bay Area or left jobs in companies to come here because, just like me, believed in the importance of teaching students to take on big challenges. Because the worst that you could do is come to the end of your career and your life, get out of what you thought was your car that you've driven the whole thing and realize that there were 5 gears there that you never used. So for me, really, what I try to do is teach that. There is my friends over from the Knight Wallace program, you know, a journalism program that is best in class. I mean, one of the 3 in the world that, you know, certainly in the US, that journalists from around the world come and spend a year. Frankly, some of these journalists are super important to me. One of them gave me the first press briefing or press training, told me how to give radio interviews, how to give TV interviews, like short sentences, you know, not complicated words. All these things really helped me. They're my friends, and I was so excited to be part of the search of their director. My colleagues, of course, in atmospheric, oceanic, and space sciences. You know, I'm a confusing guy for them because when I came in, of course, I was, like you said, research scientist, postdoc, did projects. Some of, you know, Chuck, we just talked about how we spent some time at Christmas together when you built part of that space instrument that's now in shambles on the surface of planet Mercury. Not because of your part, because it's because what happened is exactly what should. It was a successful mission, and at the end of it, it was crashed exactly where it should, and the instrument worked beautifully. So I'm just really excited to kind of have my colleagues here from my department and the departments I've been associated with. I saw even some people from the business school. That's amazing. Because, you know, every once in a while, kind of, we argued about whether entrepreneurship is something that's mostly identical to business or something, like I just said, is about these challenging the norm and challenging things going forward. And so for me, I'm excited to have you all here. I'm sure I'm forgetting some of my programs, Center for Entrepreneurship, Innovate Blue, you know, just a really amazing thing. MQ, you mentioned it, MConnect's kind of an alumni program and so forth, and especially those of you who have to control my finances and legal type. So thanks to you, some of my friends, or my vice friends actually, before they became my friend. So what I want to do is really thank you for being here. Some of my Swiss buddies, of course, too. The Swiss community, are close to 10 to 15 professors from Switzerland here at this university. And where's the other Zurbuchen? Him? He just came here as a postdoc. There's another Swiss professor from math, yes. So glad to be here. So what I want to talk to you is just two things kind of that I thought about. There are some people right now in election season that tell you that the American dream is dead. That's not true, not even close. And I'm a witness of that, right? I came here, I'm gonna give a briefing on, I know a lot about books now, but it was the first book I got about science and space. Many of you know that I grew up in a highly religious family where we didn't really have books except the Bible. And so my godfather gave me that book, and so I have that book. I always carried it with me. I showed it to my students, and so forth. And why did I do that? It's to not say that this book was the most important thing, but to point out that what we do here, whether it's in entrepreneurship, whether it's in teaching, whether it's in research, is not just what we're doing right now. We're not writing just a publication. We're not just building a space instrument. But we're also inspiring that next Alec, that next Thomas, that next Jenny, that next person who comes and basically gets excited about education, about the careers that we have, the science that we can do, and chooses a career that is totally out of their comfort zone. That's what I did. I did not know a scientist or an engineer. And if you said, what's the most outrageous thing I could have asked for in '96 when I landed here for the first time, is what I'm going to do on Monday, which is to run the biggest program. So is the American dream dead? Oh no. The American dream is right here, and it's something that we're part of every day. The other thing I want to say is just, I want to talk about a word that many people use. I want to tell you how I interpret it. One of the most important things I learned is that the people that taught me the most are not the ones that are like me. Some people call that diversity. Some people call that inclusion. And I think they're all great words. But I really, really, really believe that the best teams I've worked with, and many of you are part of these teams, they're the best teams because we have different opinions. And yes, every once in a while, I made Alec uncomfortable, but he also made me uncomfortable because he wanted to pass a policy. I was like, okay, why do we need that policy? And the ideas, the solutions we had, they're not great because they're mine, or Alex, or any one of us, but they're great because the team came up with it together from all perspectives that were put together on the table. So for me, that's what I'm going to take with me to that new job, that new responsibility. The biggest science program in this field in the world, I hope will become a better program, not just because we think of the inspiration that we give, not just to the people who live now, but the ones who read the books, read social media all around the world. But the second one is, they're the best ideas, the biggest ideas, because we come up with them together, because we argue together and decide what will be the things that change the world the most. So thanks to all of you for being here. And, I'm not a good politician. They're really good at cruising. So come grab me. I'm just really excited that you're all here, and I look forward to, of course, seeing what you're doing. That time capsule, the entrepreneurship programs, the university. So many of what you're doing. Tell me about it. I'll be on email and so forth. And I hope I won't be back in 2 weeks because they decided.